Hey guys, Kim Colwyn here. How you doing? Well, it's Saturday morning, right before Halloween. I don't even know the date anymore. I got back from my trip from Texas, and I have a rescue dog that I've had for, I would say about 11 years I've had him for. He's a big dog. He came to our house when he was only probably about a year old, maybe a year or two at the most. I don't know if he belonged to somebody in the neighborhood or what, but he was a really young dog at that time. And he's now getting old. He is old. When I found him, I didn't know whose dog he was, and I didn't know if he was scanned or anything like that. And that was like kind of prior to my doing rescue, when I first got here in Phoenix, because I was here in 2009, and we found him in 2010. He came up to the front door. So I took him down to the Humane Society because I thought, well, maybe it's somebody's dog, and I wanted him to get scanned and stuff like that. And they scanned him and stuff. And I called back the next day or so, and I said, well, did you find an owner? I mean, did he have a microchip or anything? And they said no. And I said, well, what are you going to do with them? Well, the lady says, well, he didn't pass the food test. And I'm like, the what? Yeah, he didn't pass the food test. And I was like, oh, what's that? How's that work? Because at that time I was new to all this. Well, what they do is they take one bowl of food and 2 dogs, and they put them in the room together, and they see if they try to fight over the food. Well, Rocko being, I don't want to say like a bully breed, but he's Akita, with something else in him. I don't know if it's German Shepherd or what, but he's, I don't want to say he's aggressive, but he's assertive. Anyhow, they were going to put him down. And I said, no. I said, don't put him down. I said, if you're going to put him down, I says, I'll take him back. And of course, he wasn't neutered or anything like that. Well, the lady was really snippy to me. And she's like, well, you already surrendered him and blah, blah, blah. And I said, what kind of a dog is that? And then when she told me it was Akita mix, I was like, oh, okay. Well, anyhow, after that phone call, I got on the phone right away, and I called the Akita Rescue. And I met a real nice gal named Deb that, who later, we became friends on Facebook and stuff. I called her up right away, and I was like, hey, I found this dog. I took it down to the county, and he didn't pass the food test. So I said, but they're going to put him down. I said, can you go tag him real quick? Can you go get him? And she said, oh, absolutely. Because she deals with Akitas. That's her rescue is Akita. And so she hustled down there, because I think he was supposed to be put down in like a day or so from there or whatever. They schedule them out. And so anyhow, I told her, I said, yeah, just tag him up, and then I'll get him neutered, and I'll just keep him. I didn't want him to be put down. I mean, he seemed like a really nice dog, and he was real friendly, and he was good with my little Susie. And so it worked out pretty good. The only thing is that I did adopt a German Shepherd. I had a German Shepherd from the time he was just a little puppy for like 12 years before he passed away. And when I was out in Arizona looking for a house, he passed away. I got all these people that are trying to be right in the middle of the median there in the turn lane. Anyhow, I had this German Shepherd that I had adopted, and well, Rocko, my Akita, and the German Shepherd got into a fight one time. it was pretty bad. It was like a bloodbath everywhere. It was horrible. And so I started separating them. I put, Rocco outside, and I left, the German Shepherd inside. Well, at that time, I had a real pretty Maine Coon cat named Phoenix that one of my friends that I went to school with, that I went to college with in my substance abuse program training when I was going to school for a substance abuse counselor, her cat had kittens, and I had gotten one of the kittens, and anyhow, I named it Phoenix because that's where I had intended on going, to Phoenix, and so anyhow, that one day I was in a hurry, and I made sure I had Rocco outside, and I made sure, the dog was inside, but I didn't think about the cat. Well, when I was gone, I kept always telling my son, pick up the dog food bowl, don't leave it down when we're not around, because, the dog food can cause the dogs to have aggression if another animal goes close to their bowl. Okay, well, anyhow, long story short, I came home that day, and my cat was dead. So I immediately called up Bob, the guy that I adopted him from. He was another rescue here in Phoenix. And I told him, I said, you need to come pick up the dog. I said, because it's just too much for me. I never had no problems with Rocco around the cat or my dog Susie. And I knew it wasn't Rocco that killed the cat, because Rocco was outside, and the dog door was shut, so there would be no way you could get in the house. So anyhow, I gave him back to the rescue, and I just kept Rocco. And Rocco's been such a good dog. I mean, he's like a guard dog he's never been trained. It's just crazy, because he's like, that's his nature, to be protective, and I have to literally put him in the other room or put him outside if somebody comes to the door, because he just gets real crazy. And my neighbors, the people in my neighborhood, several people had their houses broken into. My house has never been broken into, thank goodness, knock on wood, but I think probably because of Rocco's craziness, that's why. So anyhow, well, I'm on my way to Urgent Pet Care. Is a place that I've had Susie's teeth cleaned. Another rescue gal that I know, Ellie, she has Sky Sanctuary Rescue, she has a good sized rescue here in Phoenix, and we met when she trapped a dog that was living over in the park over by my house, and all of the neighbors and everything, including myself, were feeding this dog, and nobody could get close to the dog, and I didn't have a big crate at that time, or a big trap, for the dog, and it was not a real big dog, but a medium-sized dog, it was kind of tall, but anyhow, so she had trapped the dog, and then one of the guys that was feeding the dog along with myself, he really liked the dog, and his kids liked the dog, because they go over to the park and feed it every day and stuff, and we'd kind of all, take turns, and I would clean the bedding, because I would throw a sleeping bag out there for the dog, because it was kind of like a little hobo, like somebody had maybe left it there or lost it, and the dog just stayed around the park. It was really weird, like it was waiting for its owner to come back. So anyhow, Ellie trapped, the dog, we called it Rufus, and so she trapped him, and she left a note in her card saying that she trapped the dog and stuff, and how to get in contact with her, and I was like, oh, thank you, So I went over to her house. She lives way over in not Paradise Valley, Fountain Hills, really nice area. Anyhow, so I went to go visit Rufus over there, and then I had mentioned to her how that other guy, Herb, his name is Herb, him and his kids love that dog, and I said, you know, I think he should have first option to adopt. And so she agreed. And so her bestest wife, could he adopt? And they did. They still have the dog. They take it on camping trips, and the dog just loves to go camping. So, but yeah, they still have the dog. So that's a good thing. But today I was going over here to the vet. I'm just going to do a walk-in to get Rocco some pain medication for his hips, because I could hardly get him into I was going to take him in the truck. There's no way I could have gotten him in to the truck. I had to have my daughter and her boyfriend. Well, then he got in the driver's seat. He didn't get in the passenger seat. And of course, I'm not that strong anymore. I can't just pick him up. And he's all of probably, I don't know, 100 pounds probably. He's a big dog. And so anyhow, he'll be able to get out of my Prius a little bit easier than the truck. So we took him out of the truck and got him into the Prius, and yeah, so anyhow, that's the story for that. But I just thought I'd get him some pain meds, because I give him supplements, the glucosamine and stuff like that, and it really still doesn't help. A lot of times he tries to get up and he falls back down, so I know he's in a lot of pain, and he does a lot of panting at night too, so I know that the legs the hips and stuff are hurting. That's kind of what was starting to happen with my dog Max too. But my German Shepherd that I had back in Wisconsin, he I think he had like a little heart murmur, because the vet said something about that one time, and so I just enjoyed him until the end. And then when I went to go look for a house in Phoenix, I didn't know that he passed away in that time. I remember just telling him, hold down the fort, Max, I'll be back. And I didn't get back on time, and he passed away. My son was there with him though. But yeah, it's a busy Saturday. A lot of traffic out here for a Saturday. Usually it's not so bad, but I guess it's Halloween weekend, so people are doing stuff. My ex-son-in-law, he works at a car wash, and they're having a function for employees' kids. It's called Trunk or Treat. So I don't know how they do trunk or treat, but they may just call it that. So anyhow, but here, I'll let you have a good look at the mountains. Okay, hang on just a second. Oh, well, that wasn't a very good shot, was it? I don't think my camera's in the right place. I guess I can't show you the mountains right now. Sorry. It's the way my phone holder is setting. So, but anyhow, I got to drive up to Cave Creek, up there off of Cave Creek Road, and off the 101. So I'm gonna cut this video, and I will talk to you guys after we get out of the vet. Alrighty. Okay. Take care. Bye.